Howdy out there, everyone. Today we're going to take a quick look at this new 4K Blu-ray release of The Truman Show. Paramount issued this, and I will tell you that it looks amazing. It's really a beautiful looking image, and the audio is good as well. But I think what's most noteworthy about this movie is, of course, first, it's a Peter Weir film, and Peter Weir is one of our all-time great film directors, having done films such as Witness, Picnic at Hanging Rock, Master and Commander, among several others. And I would argue that The Truman Show is one of his best, and it's clearly one of Jim Carrey's best. I would put this alongside of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind as the two best Jim Carrey movies. And I think that this particular release, what is obviously noteworthy is the image quality. Again, is nothing short of stunning. I remember seeing this in theaters upon its initial release in 1998 and enjoying it. I wasn't blown away by it, but what I found is that over the years it's really proven to be quite prescient, and just basically foreshadowed the reality that we all live in today, which is everyone is basically trying to live in their own Truman Show with Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so forth. And you know, they're deliberately trying to bring all that attention onto themselves, which of course, you know, Truman in this show was the sort of unwitting participant in this reality of his, and it was just a fascinating idea that I think was ahead of its time, quite frankly, because I remember seeing it, like I said, enjoying it, feeling like it was a bit almost like a Twilight Zone episode. And if there was one knock I might give it, is that it really starts off pedal to the metal with the plot, and I might have enjoyed just a little bit more narrative at the beginning to just basically show him living his life. I'm not sure it would be all that interesting, but it would have maybe given a little bit more backstory to him, because it really just sort of starts off and he's immediately sensing that something is not right, and there's a deliberate attempt to sort of get the plot moving. And it is a brisk 90-minute film, so I think they might have been able to pad a little bit and added just a touch more at the beginning, but it's basically it's an excellent movie. And what's fascinating, after having watched some of the supplemental features, which I believe were all ported over from previous releases, is that, well, firstly, there's a lot of Philip Glass music used in this film, and I've always remembered enjoying the score to this film, but what I didn't realize is that they basically harvested a couple of songs that were used in the Pawlikowski trilogy for this film, and they're used to great effect. I think that the music in this film is quite impressive, and even though there's another individual who's listed as the composer, much of this film is from earlier Philip Glass works, and I think it just matches the imagery perfectly. The other interesting thing that I didn't realize is that none other than Dennis Hopper was originally slated and had started filming the movie, playing I think the Christoph character, the Ed Harris character. And from what I understand, Dennis was not playing nice in the sandbox, which of course he had a reputation of being difficult to work with. And apparently Peter just basically said, look, we can't do this. And there was a mad scramble to recast that part. And apparently Ed Harris was someone that someone had suggested, and sure enough, there was an opening. They called him up, and within a couple of days he was on set and playing the part, and I think he did a great job. I would have liked to have perhaps seen what Dennis Hopper was doing with the character, but I don't think that you can fault Ed Harris's performance. He does a great job in the film. It also features a very young Paul Giamatti. It's got a great cast. Laura Linney's in it as well, who's one of my favorite actresses. I just think it is aged like fine wine, and this 4K Blu-ray release is really bringing the film back to the way it looked on that opening weekend in June of 1998. So bravo to Paramount for doing this, and of course it came with a slipcase, and unfortunately I would have liked to have perhaps seen some different artwork on the inside. And then there's the disc, and it includes, I believe, the earlier Blu-ray, which isn't bad, but I think this 4K release is most definitely the reason to pick this up. I didn't have it, so it wasn't a matter of upgrading. I just simply never owned it, and despite the fact I've enjoyed watching it over the years. And I think, you know, if you're looking for okay imagery, the streaming version is fine, but I think the 4K release and the supplemental features that are included on here are a no-brainer if you enjoy this film the way I do. So on that note, I do hope everyone out there as well, please do stay safe, be kind, and by all means keep watching good cinema.